Hey, in this week's video, I just want to get right to it. I basically want to share how I'm getting hired for different jobs. I'm a freelance videographer here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, mostly focusing on corporate, documentary, and commercial shoots. And I wanted to show you how I'm getting hired for these jobs. I was a full-time wedding videographer for the past few years, and earlier this year made the transition into mostly shooting commercial sort of projects, corporate sort of projects. I'm still doing the occasional wedding every now and then, but being very picky with the weddings that I'm choosing. And so anyways, when I made this transition, I had to figure out how I was going to find clients, how I was going to get hired. And so I wanted to share a little bit of what's working, what's not working, and show you how I'm getting hired. So let's jump into my computer and I will show you what I'm doing. So the first place I want to start here is ProductionHub.com. This was a recommendation of a bunch of people here on YouTube: David Moorfield, Lens Jared, Tommy Beal, all those guys recommended Production Hub. I jumped on here earlier this year and I made a major mistake. And so I kind of want to show you basically what happened. I signed up for a featured profile. And so you pay, I don't know, it's like $65, $70 a month to have this featured profile. And, you know, I had that picture of myself right there. But the big mistake that I was making is I was directing my clients who were looking for corporate and commercial videography. I was directing them to my wedding videography website. And so although like this is, you know, a really beautiful website, at least in my opinion, I think I did a pretty good job building this website out. This is my wedding website. And so the problem is, if you were looking to hire someone for commercial videography, you probably wouldn't want to hire a wedding videographer. I had one page here for commercial videography, but that was it. And it just wasn't enough to get hired. So I was paying $65, $70 a month, not getting hired. And I basically hit up Production Hub and asked them to pause my account temporarily until I could come in and make some changes. And so I did make those changes. Eventually I came back here, and what I did is I created a whole new website for myself. And so let me show you that website. So what I did is I created a different website that is just, this is ChristopherInnisFilms.com, and then this is ChristopherInnis.com. So they're very similar, but this one is great. It shows off my reel here. It's got a little piece about me. I've got my gear list on here, as well as, you know, just some screenshots of different work. The website's still a work in progress. I'm constantly adding to it, trying to improve, but just showing off some of the documentary, drone shots, commercial shots, that sort of stuff. And, you know, and then I have my contact form down here. And I have a, you know, different information here. We've got whether they're looking for a half day, full day, multi-day, whatever they're looking for. And yeah, ever since I've made this change, I've seen much better results over on Production Hub, because I'm showing clients what they're looking for. We're not showing them wedding stuff anymore. And that seems to work a whole lot better. So make sure your website that you're directing people to is showing off the type of work that you're trying to get hired for. Next one I want to show you is UpWork. There is a lot of positive and negative things that you can hear about UpWork. And, you know, it's been okay for me. I've definitely gotten hired quite a few jobs from here, and jobs that pay a good rate. I've made some really great connections on here. I just filmed a job earlier this week for a client that found me on here. I have another client that's hired me multiple times and they found me on UpWork. I just booked another job in December for a client that found me on UpWork. There are all types of different jobs on here. This one, look at this, remote podcast video editor, $10 to $15 an hour. This is an example of a job that I'm not going to apply for. There are, you know, a lot of people say, well, everyone on here is cheap. Some people, yes, some jobs are really, really cheap, but I have found a couple of really good jobs on here. Actually, I can tell you, me and a friend are shooting a job on Tuesday. a commercial. Budget was plenty of thousands, and it was found on here. I can't say any more about the job or what it is specifically, but there are clients on here who are willing to pay. They just don't know where to find crew. What I do to basically be successful on here is a couple of things. First of all, I set up all of my searches and I save my searches. So these are searches for cities around me, things that I'm looking at. Mostly I'm using the words camera, videographer, the state, the cities, that sort of thing. So I have a bunch of searches in there. Second thing is when you do find a job, for instance, say this job here, I could apply to this job if I wanted to for 8 connects. We can see that up here, 8 connects out of my 52. But I'm going to point out a couple things. Right here, we can see this client has never hired anyone before. Well, that's not true. They have 1 hire, 1 active. Okay. But they've never had a review. They don't have a long history on here. And this is one thing that I've kind of realized is the jobs that don't look great, where they don't have a hiring history, most of the time is when you get ghosted. So I'll spend time filling out like a whole proposal for them, basically inviting them to look at my reel, to learn more, jump on a call, and I just don't hear anything back. And it's always the clients who have no experience using this platform before. So I'm being a little more selective about the people that I'm reaching out to. I'm using less connects per month. But again, I have found a couple of really great clients on here. And I also have a really crazy story about a client to share, which maybe in a future video, I will share my worst experience that did happen on this platform. It's not necessarily the platform's fault, it's, the client, but that's something we can get into a different time. Okay, so third up is Bark. This one is basically, I got onto it because of Lens of Jared. He talks highly and poorly about it all at the same time. It's a bit of a bleep this out show. But yeah, I mean, the jobs that come on here, a lot of them don't seem really good. Okay, here's an example. I have no idea what this video, what they're looking for, because it just says personal requirement, 2 weeks. Oh, here we go. I'd like to film and edit of a basketball game. Not something I'm interested in doing. These are the ones that I haven't responded to, by the way. So, this one, they want like a picture edit. I'm not sure what that means. I'm mostly looking for like the commercial sort of jobs on here. I have responded to a few people. Unfortunately, it hasn't really worked out that great for me. So Bark has a starter pack for credits. That's how this works. That's how a lot of these work, is they put leads up here and you basically spend a certain amount of credits to apply to that job. Bark has a introductory offer where for $275 or something, you get a certain amount of credits at a discounted rate. And if you don't get hired, you just reach out to customer service and they will refund the credits. They're not going to refund your money. They're going to refund the credits. So you'll get the credits back and then you can try all over again, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing here. I think I was kind of applying for everything at the beginning. I think the Lens of Jared just kind of talked about this too, where he was just basically applying for every single job that popped up here, which is exactly what I was doing. I'm going to be a lot more selective, really trying to pick out the jobs where they have a good description, they know what they want. And I think those are the jobs. So even if it takes me longer to apply for jobs, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Fourth one, this one is StaffMeUp. This one looks promising, although I'll be honest, like I haven't even really applied for a job on here yet. But I just heard about this one from a local videographer in my area who kind of mentioned that this is how they're getting hired. And there are jobs on here for sure. We've got like a gaffer job, a cinematographer job, camera operator, gaffer. These are all types of jobs that I would apply for. I know that these ones all fell on December 5th and I already booked a full day on December 5th. And this one on the 19th, I think Just didn't love the rate. It's $500 for like, it looks like a 10-hour day. $50 an hour is just not enough. Otherwise, I would apply for this. You know, I might even apply and just say like, hey, you know, happy to do the work, but this is my rate. It's definitely not going to be a $500 though. So anyways, this is one that I basically am checking this one, Bark, ProductionHub, as well as UpWork every day. I check them daily, constantly looking for jobs on there. And then, you know, the best one is networking. So I'm going to show you guys my calendar real quick. All right, so taking a look at my schedule here, I'm just going to show you some of the jobs that I've had over the past 30 days or so and how I've gotten them. So we're starting up here. This was at the end of last month. And this was essentially just a networking job. Big media agency here in town reached out and asked if I could shoot this for a client, just some testimonials. And I said, yep, and great job. I want to work with that media agency, so it's really, really great. And the final client was also super duper happy. This right here, I still associate shoot weddings. So although I'm shooting less weddings myself, I'm still happy to take like a really great rate for a full day and shoot a wedding. Yes, it's stress because ultimately the final product ends on me, whether I do a good job shooting or not, but I feel qualified, experienced enough to do a great job for my clients. So a friend of mine hired me to shoot this wedding with him. I was the main videographer, loved it, great rate, happy to do it. Right here, shooting with Caitlin. Caitlin is a real estate professional out here that I reached out to just over email, sent her an email when I first kind of moved here to Phoenix. And I was like, hey, I do videography. Would you need videos? And she said, yeah. And we've been working together for almost 3 years. So amazing. She's great. Love working with her. She's fun shoots, which she's really great to work with, and we have a lot of fun making the videos. So right here is another wedding, different wedding professional than this guy. And again, full associate shooting, full day, great rate, happy to do it. This shoot here, same shoot, came up on Monday. Hey, I need someone to shoot tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Got out there, shot a half day. He does home services. Great shoot. We did a little bit of drone, a little bit of mostly B-roll, and a small little talking part. Awesome little half day. This one here, this was from UpWork. The original time that I shot with them was on UpWork, and you know, they wanted to shoot something again, and they reached out to me, and here we go. Shot a half day here. Nothing here, just some meetings. And then these two here, these are networking. These are a friend of mine who is a producer for this media agency out here. Their cinematographer wasn't available on Friday and Saturday. They need someone to go shoot these 2 half-day jobs, really easy jobs. This was a talk in front of some kids out of school. This was a classical music performance. Both shoots were about 2 hours, but you know, you put in driving, prep, all that sort of stuff. They turn into half day, so I got a half day rate on these. Look at this, Lucrom. This is the client up here. I shot the testimonials for them. So impressed. They want me to come back and shoot for them on Monday. I'm going to Sedona and I'm shooting a dinner that they're doing. And so this came from an original networking email that now has ended in 2 jobs. This one here, shoot with Tyler. Check this out. This is from YouTube, funny enough. I don't even have 200 subscribers yet. Maybe by the time this video comes out, I will, but he reached out to me when I had like, I don't know, 130 subscribers or something. He said, hey, I saw you're in Phoenix. You have the same kid as me. I've got this 3-day shoot. Client wants 2 shooters. Can you do it? I said, yeah. We shot 3 days together, had a ton of fun together, and we've been working with each other ever since. I've brought him onto a job, and he's bringing me back onto a job here on the 19th. So super great. And then just down here, this is a wedding for a friend, and this is a ProductionHub down here. This is ProductionHub, and you can kind of see down here in the corner, I don't know what that is. There we go. And then down here, this is UpWork. So we've got UpWork, ProductionHub, wedding friend, networking, UpWork. This was just like a referral from someone I don't even know. This is a random email I sent. This is an email I sent. So a lot of it is just reaching out to people, getting to know people, and it'll make the biggest difference. The last one I want to give you guys is Facebook groups. Facebook groups are so important. Even if you're young and not on Facebook, I would encourage you to go start a Facebook account and go to groups, search your city, plus videographer, try to find some local videographer groups. These are groups full of people who are doing the same work as you. And a lot of us are, we get jobs that come up where people are interested. They want a two-man crew. They need a gaffer and a videographer. They need a sound guy and a video, whatever it is. And if you have this group, you can say, hey, I'm looking for this. And the thing about that is people reciprocate. You give work, people will give work back to you. And it's just this like give and take kind of relationship that's good for everybody. So there you have it. That's how I'm getting work. I am active on these websites. I'm stalking them every day. I am starting to be more selective about the jobs that I'm going after and look for people who know what they're looking for. That's the type of client I'm going after. UpWork is pretty cheap. It's okay to go after more jobs, but the advice there was if they don't have a hiring history on there, be aware. You will likely get ghosted. Excited to see what happens on StaffMeUp. ProductionHub is really great. I'm definitely consistently getting work from there now. But networking is number one. Anyways, I hope this video helped you guys in some way. If it did, throw me a like, subscribe if you want. I'm just gonna keep putting stuff up here. As I learn, as I get better at things, I'm gonna share with you. Other than that, hope you guys have a great week, and we'll get another one of these up pretty soon. Take care. Bye.